Hey everyone, welcome back. Beautiful sunny day. Over the last couple of months I've been getting some nice little donations from one of my subscribers, Captain Coinman, and I've shown these already, but that was done by me just tipping them out of the bag. We have a quick look and we just whistle through them. So I thought we'd do a narrowed down world coin hunt today instead. So these are all the coins that he's sent me. I've taken out quite a few of the duplicates. You get duplicates on duplicates, and after a while you're in danger of pulling out the same ones. But a bulk of what you see there are either new to us or rarely seen, or occasionally seen, rather than, oh my god, is that one again. So what I'm going to do, quick mix up, excuse the noise, chuck that. Oh, that's considerably lighter than the big tub that we usually have. Right, yeah, let's do it that way so we get some more room. Zoom in a little bit so we can put the stuff in. That'll do. Right, first one out of the box. Come on, focus for me, thank you. That way round. A little bit more detail on these if I can, rather than go, oh, this is a such and such, and put it away. So that 2006, that says Kazakhstan. Trying to get it to focus, it doesn't like to focus. There we go, that's better. Tell you what, zoom in a little bit more, see if it can. That's better. Right, yeah, Kazakhstan 2006. And that is that a 20, is it Teng or Tengi? Tenge? I think it's spelt T-E-N-G-E. We don't get many from Kazakhstan, but when we do, unfortunately they're a bit like this. They're a bit on the grubby side. It's almost as though they don't look after their coins. Let's give it a wipe with the thumb. Nah, that's not going to clear it. It's just your bog standard Cupro nickel. So yeah, Kazakhstan 2006 2010. Tenge? Yeah, I'm going to go with Tenge. That sounds completely wrong and very in line with what I tend to say and do. Right, over that way, that's better. 1945. What's that? Medfolket for Fosterlandet. That's Sweden. Doesn't say Sweden, but to me that says Sweden, and I think that monogram 45. Who was the king of Sweden in 45? Gustav V. There's a V, so I'm gonna go with Gustav V on that one. Yeah, 3 crowns. That backs up the Sweden guess. So it's 5 or. I'm not sure if I even pronounced that correctly, you know, or Ur. If anybody out there knows how to say it phonetically, pop it in the comments. I'm bound to be getting it wrong, I usually do. So yeah, 1945, Sweden, 5 or. Ooh, that's a small one. Oh, is this a penny? Oh no, New Zealand, 19, god that is small, 78 I think that is. Yeah, 1 cent, so it's about the same size as one of our 1p's. Fairly common. I don't know if these are still in circulation or not. Probably are. So that can go with all the other New Zealand coins that I've got. So if I ever make it there, I got some spending money. But yeah, 1 cent from New Zealand. There's Franco, is that 66? Yes, right, I'm trying to get the light on it. 1966 at the bottom. This is aluminium, so this isn't a pesetas like they usually are. This 50 centimos, so it's a fraction of a peseta. Yeah, we don't see these very often, mainly because it's aluminium. People don't like collecting the aluminium coins. There's nothing in them. They're very, very common, but I've not seen one probably for a little while. But yeah, that's 50 centimos, 1966. The design is 66, but the year could be the subsequent 2 or 3 years. There's no way to tell. It may be that it is just a 66. So right, if you know your Spanish coins, and you've seen some of my videos before, the Spanish dates, usually you've got something like 1947, 53, 57, 63, 66, and I think there's a 74 in there, where the date is the design year, but when you turn it over, especially on the pesetas, there's a star, and you can have a closer look at the star and see the actual year of issue. Ooh, another aluminium one. This time we've got ourselves an Indian. I don't know what shape they call this, but like I said before, I always call these the flower shape. 1989 10 pays. Yeah, we've seen these before, but again, the ones we do tend to see more often from India in this design are the smaller denominations, so the 5s, I think the 1s and the 2s, but a 10, slightly bigger, still aluminium, still fairly common, but always nice to get our grubby little hands on. Chunky beast. Oh, and he's at the right way. Oh, score. Oh, that's Tunisia, so that's 100 millims. Let's see what date we got. This one's in pretty good nick, actually. Usually the bit in the middle on the reverse, you can't read the date, so you've got the Arabic date there and you've got the Western date, and that one is 1983. Yeah, these came out in various denominations. I think there was, I want to say 10s, 20s, 50s. I think there might even be a 200 out there, but we usually see the hundreds. They seem to be the most common. But there you go, 100 millions from Tunisia. Just dig down to the bottom, see if we can find a small one. Nothing there. Oh, wow, that is a small one. What have we got? Soviet era. One Statinka, 1974. So what's that? It's Bulgaria, isn't it? I think that's Bulgaria. 1974. That is incredibly small and very, very thin, actually. Yeah, one Statinka, 1974. I think that's Bulgaria. I'm having a job actually holding on to it. Yeah, I'm going to go with Bulgaria. If I'm wrong, you'd have seen by now on the side there, but I think that's Bulgaria. What we got? Ooh. Carlos, 1989, another aluminium, another one from Spain. This time 1 peseta. Yeah, by that date, by the early 80s at least, they stopped having stars on the back. So any date that you see on the front of a Spanish one after about 82, 83, it is the correct date. But yeah, 1 peseta from Spain, 1989. got something stuck on me now. Give me a sec. I don't know what that is. Probably going to sound gross. Probably dog drool. She's been licking and rubbing her nose in my leg. Something rotten. Five or Denmark. So not Sweden. 1957. Now, Denmark's gone through quite a few monarchs in the last 60, 70, 80 years, and I can never remember which ones were when, so I'm not even going to try on this one. I've probably got it written down somewhere, to be honest, but that's 1957. This is zinc as well, actually. Yeah, it feels like zinc. 5-or from Denmark. Ooh, what's that? Ooh, put that to one side for in a minute. That's right, I just pulled out two, and one of them was a chunky, very, very chunky one. Which way? That way. 1929, Belgium. 25, yeah, 25 centimes. These are fairly common. They were standard issue currency from, I want to say just after the First World War, pretty much right up to the start of the Second. So Belgian coins are very, very prevalent, shall we say. That's a big word. Prevalent in bags, mixed bags of world coins. Them, the French stuff, some Italian, Spanish. You can always start a year run going just by getting a kilo bag. You're guaranteed to probably about half a dozen of these at least. So 1929, 25 centimes from Belgium. This sun's nice. Oh, sorry. I know it's causing a nice big bright streak across the screen, but this is got the sun on me as well coming through the window at the moment, and that is rather nice. Right, 1 franc, 1942, another aluminium, but this one says Travail Famille, or Famille I should say, Patrie. So this is Vichy France, not the more recognised conquered France, shall we say. So this is from the south of France, under de Gaulle during the German occupation of the northern end of France. So these are fairly common as well, even though it's wartime, it's over 80 years old. Yeah, these still pop up quite often. Again, another ones, if you're into collecting older coins rather than the more modern 60s and 70s sort of coins, these are pretty good for getting year runs going. So there we go, we've got France, 1942, 1 franc. Juliana, Netherlands, 5 cents, 1978. Yeah, Juliana's one of the ones that was around. Again, they've gone through a handful of monarchs as well, and luckily, because they don't use Cyrillic or anything too, how can I put it, too much of their own language, the names are as they would be normally. I'm probably not making any sense, but usually what you will find is, like with, for example, the Swedish one, you don't know who the monarch is. You've got to recognise the monogram. That's probably the easiest way. Whereas with British coins, you had Elizabeth II, now you've got Charles III. With this one, you've got Juliana. So it's nice to be able to recognize them. Again, Dutch coins as well, they do pop up. They're more modern than old, so anything sort of 1960s onwards tend to pop up. So if you ever want to collect Dutch coins, that's another option. So there we go, Netherlands, 5 cents, 1978. I'm waffling, aren't I? Yes, Les. $50 kopecks. Is that going to be Russia? Yep, 2006. Current Russia, not Soviet Russia, not pre-Soviet Russia. Yeah, 2006. 50 kopecks, very common. Again, Russian coins, they do appear quite often in mixed bags, so it's another option. I've got quite a few going now, different year runs for different countries for odd coins. That's a bit grotty looking. There's Elizabeth II. Yeah, God, that is a bad one. Ooh, that's just as bad. What have we got? Hang on, just trying to get the light on it so I can read it. So Malaya and British Borneo. Right, 1 cent, 1961. It's a square one. So we've now had round coins, flower shapes, ones with a hole, and now we've got a square one. So Malaya and British Borneo, 1961, 1 cent. Yeah, this has seen better days. There's better versions out there of this one, so always keep an eye out. If it's the sort of thing you want to collect, even if it's grotty, hang on to it until you find a proper replacement. You'd be surprised how many coins. Oh, what's that? Stop it. You'd be surprised how many coins I've got in my collection that are grotty as hell, and it's not until you get another one to replace it that you think, oh, that's better. Right, Spain, 1944. That is going to be 1 peseta. Oh, yes, 1 peseta. So again, slightly different style. There's no monarch, no president, no face. It's just the royal coat of arms, the country's coat of arms. So 1944, Spain. That would have been around the time that Matey Boy here, Franco, was still in charge, because he was involved in the Spanish Civil War, which was pre-World War II. So what was that, 36, 37 I think it was. But yeah, 1 peseta, Spain, 1944. Let's have a look. Let's go for a small. Come on, give me a small one. So I'm ferreting. Got it. That'll do. Shiny. Also upside down. 1 cent, 1996. Canada. There we go. Everything you need in one place. Perfect. Flip it round. There's the Queen. And although it's 1 cent, it's actually got a slightly squared off edge. So all these little edges are flat. Come on. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if you can see them quite right there, because most of us are used to 1 pence, 1 cents and so on. Like the Kiwi one, it's round, it doesn't have a flat edge. But Canadian coins seem to have that. There's a few of them out there that have got that. But there we go. Canada, 1 cent. Ooh, blinded. 1996. Uruguay, 1977. Don't recognize this one. 50 centésimos. Yeah, we've had Uruguay coins before. Uruguayan, I should say. But I don't think we've seen this one, so that's nice. It's in pretty good nick as well, given the age. What's that? Did that come out? Oh, that comes out. Ooh, cleaned up. There we go. 50 centissimos, Uruguay, 1977. Oh, what's that? 9 or a 6? Can't work it out, and that's... Who does... Oh, token. No wonder. Yeah, I'm gonna say I've never come across anybody that has a 9 or a 6 on their coins, unless it's obviously a sixpence. But yeah, that's a token of some description. I don't know which company that is. R&W. Not a clue. I'll do some digging and I'll put some info on the side there. There we go. 9 or 6. Not a clue. So does it swivel that way? Or does it swivel that way? I'm thinking that's a 6. Okay. Right, I was going to call it quits at that. But I did pull out that chunky one just now I was saying about. Romania, 500 lev. So what I saw was this around the edge of the coin. Just says Romania several times. It's very, very thick. 1999, but it's aluminium. There's next to no weight in that coin at all. I don't think I've come across this one either before. So Captain Coinman has sent me through several packages, like I say, over the last many months actually, for which I'm really, really grateful. There have been quite a few coins where we've seen the country before, but not this variety. He sent me a pack through the last few days. Have I got the coins? Where are we? There's ones initially I wasn't going to show, but I've ended up... Which ones was it? Is it all those? Sorry, I'm just flicking through. Here we go. I've actually put them into flips. West Germany, circulated commemorative, 2 marks, 1990. Now the thing I like about these coins is over the short period of about 15-20 years, the style, the design of the actual eagle for West Germany changed so many times. So that's a 2. Then you've got that one, 1983. This one was actually a proof. Don't know if it comes out very well on camera, but the eagle is actually frosted. That was a non-circulated coin. And then you've got 5 marks with a different eagle again, non-circulating. There's a 1981, another non-circulating. So these are all commemoratives. There we go. And we've got that one again, 1980, non-circulating. Now these though have all got famous or legendary Germanic, that neck of the woods characters on the back. So that one, I don't know who that was off the top of my head. That one's got a church. There's only 5 million of that one. There's that chappy. There's that chap. And there's that chap. There's 6.5 million of that one. But yeah, like I say, he sends me through some every so often. Some make it to a video, some don't. These ones, they were intended for doing videos. Other ones are for myself or for a bit of both. Bit of a video, bit of a keeping it for myself rather than showing it on video. Another one, Imperial Germany 1876 2 Pfennig. I've got a load of 5s and 10s, but 2s I don't have, and this is my favourite one that he sent on a recent batch. Japanese 1964, 100 yen. It's silver. Now there was 80 million of those made, but they were to do with the Tokyo Olympics. So again, a big thanks to Captain Coinman for sending me all these packages over the last year or two. They make for some really good videos, and I hope that you actually enjoy them as well. But that, my friends, for now is it. We're just going to look at those. So we've got 1, 2, 3, we've got 19, call it 18 plus a token. So pick of the week, I don't know, I'm going to have to go with, I don't know, it's up there. It's a toss-up between the Uruguay and the Denmark. The Denmark ones, I've started doing year runs of many of the coins. Uruguay though, that one, we haven't seen that one before, I'm sure of it. So that is my pick of the week. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that quickish video, 28 minutes, me rambling on. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. If you did, please consider a like, leave a comment, let me know which is your favourite, and I will see you lovely folks in the next one. Until then, cheers all.